What's up everyone, my name is Josh and this is Josh Unboxed, and welcome back to the Daily Grind, a video series in which I talk about particular cards, play, strategy, news, and how it affects the overall sports card market. In other words, I'm just trying to find a way to help us navigate through the craziness that is the sports card world today, as well as to help us make much more sound purchasing and selling decisions. And today I kind of wanted to focus on a particular insert set from the early 90s. It comes from 1992 Skybox, and that is the Olympic Team Road to the Gold Team USA insert set. Now, I know they came out with a bunch of Team USA cards about the Dream Team during this era. 1991 Skybox had a couple of Team USA cards. 1991 Hoops had the same kind of similar thing. McDonald's even came out with some promotional items for the Dream Team, as well as its own standalone set, the 1992 Team USA Skybox set. However, the one I'm talking about is actually an insert set that came in 1992 Skybox Series I. These were seeded at 1 out of 6 packs. They're not commonly pulled from every pack. So 1 out of 6, 12 cards per set. I feel that these cards have some great value compared to the Series 2 91 Skybox cards, the Series 2 91 Hoops cards. I prefer these more so than the standalone 1992 Team USA set. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull up the screen. We're going to share the screen. We're going to take a look at eBay listings. We're going to look at sold listings. We're going to look at current listings. We're also going to pull up the pop report just to see what the pop reports are like for this particular set. And the card we're going to look at in particular is the Michael Jordan card, because with Michael Jordan, he usually sets the bar and everyone else falls in line after him. So with Michael Jordan being the highest priced card, if you wanted to buy into like a Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Barkley, so on and so forth, that the prices of those cards will be much lower. I really do like this set. I remember ripping a box of 1992 Skybox Series I probably about 6 years ago or so. And I pulled a couple of these cards from these packs, and I do have a couple of Jordans sent out to PSA to be graded. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at these cards and see if we can find some value in here. A lot of these cards are low risk. I'm not expecting these cards to boom, like jump up crazy. I just feel like these are some cool cards to own or cool cards to look at that may have some value if these cards were to increase. But like I said, kind of like a low risk, high reward type of situation. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and we're going to take a look at all the data. All right, so this is the sold listings for the 1992 Skybox Olympic Team insert set. So if you can see here, we can pull it up and we can take a look at what the card actually looks like. So this is what the card looks like. You can see here Michael Jordan, nice blue background here. The one thing I like about these USA cards versus some of the other ones that came out during this same time frame is that these are actual in-game shots of the players during the Olympics. So I really like these cards just for that sheer fact alone, and plus the fact that it's an insert set pulled 1 out of 6 packs. So here we can take a closer look at the sold listings. Here's a PSA 9 that sold for $41.23, which I think is a absolute wonderful price. You got a PSA 7.5 at $19.50. We got raws here at $7.50, $12.50. Obviously, this all depends on the condition. So if you're buying raw cards, don't expect to pull a PSA 10 or a PSA 9 out of these, because these cards are pretty old. But still cool cards to own. 15 bucks. Best offer, $8.50. You really have to examine the photos if you really want to get a card that is in great condition. Here's a PSA 10 that sold on March 25th for $4.15. A BGS 8.5 for $33.51. So I do feel that this card has a lot of value. If you wanted to look at the pop reports, we can pull it up and you can see what the pop reports look like. So here's the USA 11 Michael Jordan. Fairly low pop at 735 cards. PSA 10 has a 255 PSA 10 and 336 PSA 9s. If you look at Magic Johnson too, he has a relatively low pop report when compared to Jordan, with only 34 10s and 29 9s. And surprisingly, Larry Bird has a little more graded than Magic Johnson with 64 10s and 24 9s here. But you can just go through almost every player here and you can see how low the pop is. I know, like what I said earlier, low pop doesn't necessarily mean rarity, but it's condition rarity. So, but these cards are great cards to have. I feel like they may hold some good value If we look at current listings here, we could see one here that's being sold for 15 for the Jordan. Here goes auction for 15 bucks. There's an auction for 4, 7, 325 right now. This is going for 325. So you can see there's a lot of value to be had on here. You can buy this card for really cheap. Obviously the condition will be different. Here's a PSA 9 that a person listed at $149. However, we did just see one sell recently for $41. So I think that might be a little too steep of a price. Here's one that's at $75.95, which may seem like an affordable price. But if you look at what went before that, like I said earlier, it went for 41 bucks for the PSA 9. But you can just keep on going down. This person has it listed for $1,500 best offer for a PSA 10. But I do see that there's plenty of value here. Here's a BGS 9.5 for $250. Another BGS 9.5 person put it for $585. $895 for a PSA 10 with 10 watchers. Here's a BGS 9 for $150. So there may be some opportunity with this card, depending on if you want to go graded or if you want to go with raw. But I think because of the fact that it's an insert set, that really piques my interest. If you've been watching my channel, you know how much I feel about insert sets and how I perceive or how I think there may be some great value in insert sets. But so yeah, I mean, there's some great opportunity here, I feel, with these Michael Jordan USA cards, or any of these USA cards for that matter. 1992 Dream Team kind of changed how I felt, kind of pioneered what basketball is today with a bunch of international flavor. You got to remember, this is the first time NBA players were allowed to play in the Olympics, and I think this kind of caused people, especially in the international scene, to really look up to these players and finally get the chance to see these players play up close and personal. And I kind of feel that this led to the big boom in a lot of these more current NBA stars that are from other parts of the world. All these international players, I don't think would have happened if it had not been for this type of situation in which the Dream Team was able to play in the Olympics. And if you look at, documentaries like the Jordan documentaries of his time during the Olympics, you saw how crazy it was for these basketball players. Like, they were like rock stars entering the space, and everyone really looked up to them and wanted to get a glimpse of them. The hype was at an all-time high during this time. I just felt like this is a good opportunity to kind of look at these cards and see if there is value. Now, whether you find value or not in these cards is really up to you and your decision to make. All we did was just kind of look at the set, look at Michael Jordan himself, and like I said, you can use his sales to kind of determine where the rest fall in line. So I hope you really found some value in this. If you guys did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. I love doing videos on a daily basis. I think tomorrow I kind of want to focus more on football. Like I said earlier, I think now is a good opportunity to buy into football. I'm really trying to do some research and looking at cards, some DK Metcalf cards, or even Russell Wilson, trying to see if there may be some opportunity within those guys. So stay tuned for that. And with that being said, my name is Josh, and I'll see you guys in the next video later.